Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and welcome back to Batman Be Vlogged, the weekly vlog series where I review an episode of Batman Beyond after watching it for the very first time. Today we are looking at episode 20, Once Burned, written by Stan Berkowitz and directed by Butch Lukic. This episode is a sequel to the season 1 episode, Dead Man's Hand. This sees the return of Melanie, or 10, a member of the card-themed Royal Flush Gang. She is back in town, and it seems she's trying to rob an ultra-high-stakes underground poker game called the Derby because the Jokers are holding her family hostage. And it seems that Terry still has a blind spot because of his feelings for Melanie. Right off the bat, this is a much better episode than Dead Man's Hand. I explained a lot of my problems in that review, but one that I'm kind of going to bring up now, Dead Man's Hand is really forgettable. Like, as I upload these in advance and get ready to review them, like, and just a little hint of how far in advance we are, at the time of recording this, my review for episode 7 is going to go live. Like, I upload episodes Monday. I'm recording this the Sunday before episode 7. My review for episode 7 goes live. That's how far ahead I am. But anyway, yeah, every time I think back on the episodes of the series, I struggle to remember Dead Man's Hand. And not like I don't remember anything in it. I mean more like I forget it exists. But, so yeah, in that regard, I think this is a much better episode. It's still got some issues that I'll talk about, and I don't think it's going to be a standout of season 2 or overall for me, but I do enjoy this one. Once again, Terry McGinnis and Melanie, 10, have a really good chemistry and play off each other. But once again, my problem stems from the fact that, they're trying to develop this bond in 20 minutes, and the way they go about doing it doesn't work. Will Friedle and Olivia Diabo are giving great performances and imbuing these characters with the chemistry they have, but they're trying to build and develop a relationship that the way it plays out, you kind of need extra time given to it to really give it that believability. And just the way it played out in Dead Man's Hand, it's just everything felt like it was happening too quick. And it's more of the same here. Also, the way they really play out the relationship in this episode kind of makes Terry really unlikable. Like, he kind of lashes out at Bruce, Bruce is being very logical about this. After the events of Dead Man's Hand, he's trying to remind Terry about Melanie, and Terry's like, she's not like that, she's changed. Also, he's blowing off his girlfriend to spend time with Melanie and help her. And it's just, it kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Especially because, tangent, I recently watched Council of Geeks' video on why romance subplots in comics fail. Because writers need drama, need to create drama, and sabotaging romantic relationships is one way of doing so. Or, developing a relationship interferes with the status quo. So it's just, I saw this episode at the right time for me to not like those aspects of it. And again, Terry is just made unlikable, especially the ways he kinds of blows off Dana to help Melanie. It's like, superheroes, let superheroes be in stable relationships. It's kind of bull that in comics, the only stable relationship we have is Superman and Lois Lane. Let heroes be happy. And, most of the time throughout this series, Terry and Dana are very happy. They have some bumps in the road, they have some hiccups, but they are in a happy relationship. I am spending way too much time on this topic. So let's move on. Anyway, we find out that Melanie is trying to rob the Derby, again, this underground poker match, because her family, the Royal Flush Gang, have been kidnapped by the Jokers. And I'm kind of thankful that's revealed to be a ruse, because when that first got brought up, I was just scratching my head. The Jokers are not on the same level as the Royal Flush Gang. To to kind of make a Batman analogy, the Jokers are the mob villains of the Batman universe. You know, Carmine Falcone, Saul Maroni, Rupert Thorne. And then the Royal Flush Gang are the super villains. They are not on the same level. But ultimately, thankfully, it's revealed to be a ruse that the Royal Flush Gang was just testing Dana's loyalty to the gang and to the family. Something which she kind of calls out, yeah, that's an incredibly horrible thing to do. This episode is a really good commentary on, you know, relationships and the found family kind of thing, and, you know, cutting yourself off from toxic family members. In fact, the title itself, Once Burned, is a reference to the phrase once burned, twice shy. I don't really have anything except that the animation isn't the best. It's not awful, like, it's not the winning edge levels of bad, but there are some very clearly awkwardly animated moments or poorly animated moments, like in the opening moments of the episode after running into Melanie and returning to the Batcave, that during the conversation between Terry and Bruce, Terry is drawn really weird. Like, he's in profile for one thing. His face looks really long, and, you know, when he winces or cringes, his face has all these lines. Or there's another shot where Terry goes to the Jokers to try and free Melanie's family, and he's fighting them. And in the middle of his fight with the Jokers, there's a wipe transition to more of the fight with the Jokers, and it's like, and that was kind of pointless. You didn't need that. No time passed. What was the point of that? And also, there's a couple of scenes of the Batmobile flying through Gotham, and the backdrop of Gotham looks terrible. Once Burned is better than Dead Man's Hand in that it's more memorable, but it's got some issues and it's got great performances too, I should say. Like I said, Will Friedle and Olivia d'Abo are actually really good, but its issues really hinder it from being anything better than okay. It's got wonky animation, and Terry is made really unlikable. But those are just my thoughts. Have you seen Once Burned? What are yours? Please start a conversation in the comments below. And then remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe to get notifications when I upload. Share the video around. All of it helps my channel grow. And in the description box below, you'll find the link to my Twitter, where you can follow me and get updates on the channel. This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 21.